how does divine masculine show up? You've referenced it some in our talk so far, but how does it show up in your sacred union? How does your relationship to divine masculine allow you to continue to unfold the beauty of your container? And how does your divine masculine unfold the beauty of this container? Because I think our warps and our pains around this is often of both divine masculine and feminine, but we're going to talk about divine masculine right now, is what sabotages that true love. Like, is there a sadder thought in the universe than we all have the capacity for the deepest true love and the most sacred of unions? And it's our pain that stops us, right? So how does the opposite of your pain help you continuously birth this into existence with every breath?
I think Vailana reiterated several times what she needed and she didn't get: safety and security, and also to be cherished. But actually it was safety and security first. So as an emanation of the divine masculine, that's what you must provide. A sense where all of my jagged edges have been filed down to the best of my ability. And here I am, a mountain for you to rest on, a mountain that we can, that's going to be here. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. And I'm the love that shines with no discretion about which part of you I shine on. I'm going to shine my love on the whole thing, right? So that's the field of safety and security that I provide. And then the thing that really gets it alive and full of, juicy intensity is that kind of, I really worship at the altar of the great goddess Shekinah through Vailana. So she becomes a stand-in, an embodiment of my relationship to the goddess at large. And so it aligns not only my partner, but it's an act of worship. Like if I want to go to worship, well, I could go, sit on my knees somewhere and imagine the hypothetical goddess Shekinah. And that's important to do sometimes. Or I could bury my head between her legs and just go real slow and lick every part of her as an act of worshiping not only Vailana, but the goddess. And so that is, I think, to me, what a man can offer to a woman is the cherishing, the worshiping, the stability, the security, and also that, that boundary that says, this is not okay. I love you, but this is not okay. This is a transgression. And we need to hold here and pause, but no need for the jagged edges, no need for the explosions. And of course, I still have a few sharp corners, some 90-degree angles that I'm taking the sandpaper to file down a little bit so that every little crevice of my psyche is smooth stone. So even if it's hard, it's smooth stone. And I think that's really what we can do as men to hold our women in the best way, and or men holding our other men, or however it is, if you're in the masculine polarity, to really smooth all the jagged edges, shine like the sun, and then show up to worship at the altar of your partner as a stand-in, as a surrogate for the divine, and actually not even a surrogate, actually ontologically identical with the divine, just through a particular faith.
But yes.
So beautiful. Yeah. And I really feel that for me in our relationship, as he expressed, like the mountain energy that just holds, and not just holds me in safety and stability where I feel like my nervous system can calm down and I can rest in something that I've never experienced in my life before this relationship, but also, can hold the full spectrum of my expression, which is not always, fully gracious and wonderful and loving and giddy and light, but can also hold me in my darker emotions, my frustration, my moodiness, my rage, my grief, and like his ability to just hold in those places and let me express exactly as I need to. If I need to be dramatic, if I need to be childish, if I'm projecting onto him and we're having that kind of conflict, he's still the mountain that says like, no, there's a boundary here. We're not going to interact in that way. But to be able to feel the full breadth of the spectrum of what it is to be the feminine, which is like, it's Shakti energy. It's so much more than just being, graceful and elegant. It's all of it. And to feel like he gives me the permission to be all of it and the approval that I give of myself to constantly be evolving into a greater and greater queen that can serve him in the ways that he truly needs. Like having that anchor always, I know that that's going to be there no matter what it is that we face. I know that we can get through anything. I know that no matter what I am moving through, no matter what I am healing, like he holds that anchor. What that has opened up for me in my gifts, in my voice, in my artistry, in the way that I vision and see the world. It's completely transformed me as a woman. And I couldn't have done that without his energy. And also, what I offer to him in the reciprocity of our sacred union, really helps to fuel him to be the best and greatest man that he can be, because he knows if he's going through it, if he has a night that he's just got so much going on and his mind is so busy and he can't sleep, he knows that I'm going to sing him to sleep and do a sound healing for him. Whatever it is, if the world is shooting arrows at him, I am right by his side, helping him to process and move through everything, asking him the right questions to help him to see a perspective, being in the deep listening, of my own feminine channel of creation and expansiveness. Like that anchor changes everything. I would not be the woman that I am today. And I guarantee I will continue to evolve at quantum speeds. Like for anybody who actually knows me or sees my platform and feels inspired by the art that I've put out or anything like that, 4 years ago, I was not this woman at all. And so, it's a little difficult for me to put to words, but it's everything. To feel that sense of just safety and truth and loyalty and honesty and reverence and the worship, to feel like I am so divine that this man will, literally bow at my feet, that will worship my body, that will have me feeling so safe sexually that I literally will weep because I've never experienced this before in my life. Like what that can activate for a woman in her magic and in her expression. It's just next level. And I think that's the evolution of relationship.
All right. Well, tell us more about From Solo to Sacred Union and where people can get involved and join.
Yeah. So aubreymarcus.com/relationship. You're going to see all the info on the course. And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to go week by week. And Vailana, we're going to have course material and videos, and we're going to lead you through this whole process. Again, identifying the path. And you'll find yourself somewhere on the path. But no matter where you are on the path, to have the perspective and the purview of the entire path is really important, because you can actually start working on things and understanding things, understanding where you're going, understanding where you've been, and bringing all of this into the present timeline, even if it's future and even if it's past. So you'll locate yourself on this timeline and then start to crystallize the path. And wherever you intersect with that person, or persons, because there's, we're going to talk about relationship agreements and the possibility for that. I don't think it's only possible for Sacred Union to be a single dyad constellation. I
Mhm.
believe in the possibility of possibility.
Mm.
And so I want to allow that to be open, but I want to talk about the quality of all of these different things. And we
Mhm.
want to teach about the quality of that. We have some unconventional aspects to our monogamous sacred union. It's very much on one end of Tammy Nelson's spectrum of monogamy, right? Like we have, our own way that we do things, and
Yeah.
that's works for us, but we're not going to say that's supposed to be the way for anybody. So
Yeah.
it's about giving enough of a spectrum and then tools and practices and then a community and access to Vailana and I, which is, really unique for us to give our time and our energy to get on group calls and then ultimately cultivate events and really help bring people through this program and support them to try and find whatever it is that would light them up,
Mm.
but actually find not only looking ahead to the future, but realize that right where you are right now is somewhere on the path, and your whole life is just a path. And even if you have sacred union, it's still a path to an even more sacred union and to another way that you're able to influence the world. So the journey is life itself. And so the real celebration of where you are, not the entirely goal-oriented process, but like,
Mhm.
let's fucking enjoy where we're at. Let's grow. Let's evolve. Let's fucking live and find the ecstasy in where we are and see if there's greater ecstasy to come. One of our friends, my sister Waira, she says, her saying is excelente y mejorando, which is like, it's excellent and getting better.
Mhm.
Like it's excellent and getting better. And then that's it. Like find out the place where it is. And yeah, maybe it actually is really really hard right now, but find the beauty in that by knowing how much you're learning and then find the place where it can even get better.
Mm.
And because it can just keep getting better.
Mhm.
Like it can keep getting better. And
Yeah.
that's really the goal.
Yeah, and particularly too, just there's so many tools that we have learned from our teachers of how to move through moments of rupture where, we went through a time where it was difficult. We would get in these very unique situations. It always happened around something super insignificant, typically around me being sarcastic. And we would get into this big rupture moment and we're both so dramatic. So it just gets like really big, really fast. And it was a difficult thing to, be in those moments. And we have found, through our own process of learning how to move about those, like we've have these really enriching tools of like how you can move through it and have a map to do something differently. And they're different than anything I've heard anywhere else. So it's also, our own work with how we move through those rupture moments because they're going to come. It's part of the
Yeah,
cycles.
if anybody saw the documentary Stutz on Netflix, it's about a psychiatrist named Phil Stutz, and he talks about the tools, and it's
Yeah.
just little techniques
Yeah.
that he has, and we have our own tools that
Yeah.
we use. There's like the bedrock tool when something's there, and there's all these different tools that we have. So we get a chance to share all that, and what is it in service of? Why are we doing this? Right? Like,
Yeah.
why are we doing it? For love, for she,
Mhm.
for Era, so that this can flourish.
Mm.
And that is one of the things, the shared horizons that Vailana and I are partaking in. So hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah. Why wouldn't we do this? This is so we want all of us, like it's so much more fun when everybody can feel it. Like it's not like we're like, haha, we got a great relationship. These
No.
suckers, poor suckers out there. They're like, no, we're like, come on. Like there's a way. And
Yeah.
and let's go find it together. Let's all be whole mates together.
Yeah.
and share this horizon.
Yeah.